Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. When you start counting up the number of slot machines our first guest controls, he may have more slot machines than the Silver Legacy. And he's got the rundown.
Sam, he's been in oranges, retail, and other industries. Now he's blazing a trail in the casino industry here in Nevada. Hal B. Holder, CEO of the Holder Hospitality Group. An in-depth interview today. Sam?
Thanks, Andy. And coming up on the pundit panel today, Paul Enos, Alfredo Alonso, and Dick Gammick. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1. Have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp. Have a sip. Try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
Harold Holder heads up the Holder Hospitality Group, and he's our guest on the program today. People may not be familiar necessarily with that name, but they are familiar with the fact that you own the Silver Club, you own Sharky's, you own the Truck Inn in Fernley, you own a casino in Silver Springs, casino up in Winnemucca, El Capitan in Hawthorne. Do I have most of them?
And Charlie Holder's down in Las Vegas.
You know, when I started doing the numbers, it just seemed to me that you, if you added up all the slot machines you have in your various properties, you're definitely a major player in the casino industry in the northern portion of this state.
Well, it's nice for you to say that, and it's flattering, but we're a very modest company, and we operate, with the exception of the one that we have in Clark County, we operate essentially in northern and central Nevada. We have some very nice casinos and some very fine towns that we enjoy being in, and we enjoy the customer base that we have there. And we'll be expanding this. We have 6 more under contract. So of the 57 unrestricted license and outside of Clark County, we'll be at about 25% of those by the end of next year.
Okay, so a modest company, but with ambition here, to say the least. Let me ask you this.
We're proud of what we do.
Well,
we do it very well.
Well, I'm excited because there's so much talk of doom and gloom, in the gaming industry in the Silver State at this point, and has been for the last couple of years, that I think it's wonderful that somebody is coming into the state from outside, looking at what's available here, and kind of agreeing with my philosophy, which is the cup is definitely half full here. What excites you about being in Nevada?
Well, I've been studying gaming since I sold my interest in my last public company in '86, '87. And that's where I had the good fortune to meet Bill Reggio. And I stayed in touch with Bill throughout this period of time. And I was a bachelor for a long period of time, and when I remarried in December of '97, I told Bill that I think this is a time for me to get in gaming. I'm not a gambler, I'm a financier. But I look at Nevada and the opportunities out here, and just dealing with the sheer growth of this state. This is the fastest growing state in the nation. You can't take that away from us. And in 15 years from today, this population in this state is going to be twice what it is today. Now just think about moving that many people new and through our own internal growth, what this is going to do for this market. So we're very confident about that. We also feel like that in a state this size, that there's room for another large metropolitan city, and that would be Reno. Instead of, in comparison, we'll never be a Las Vegas, but we can be a dramatic and a dynamic city. And so I'm pretty confident about that's happening. And of course, as people discover this state, the doubling of the population in 15 years may be conservative because of the attraction of moving into the state. Cost of living, lifestyle, quality of life far exceeds what some of our neighboring states offer, where there's 37 million people.
Wow.
And so we're interested in doing that, and we want to be a part of that. And when we go into these communities, we're building a casino in Tonopah. People say, why will you be going to Tonopah? Well, I can tell you, Tonopah is a very strong little market. It's growing. It also is on a very important highway. So we're putting in a casino there where we can park 300 trucks, and because truck transportation is there. And of course we have, I believe, 5 casinos on Interstate 80 now, and there's nothing in sight that's going to obsolete the east-west travel on Interstate 80. There's no plan to build another alternate highway. And so it's always going to be important to commerce, especially with what's happening in the port at Oakland. These goods and services have to be transported, and they have to go through Nevada. So we're excited about that part. But we are very conservative in our growth and our development.
Okay, let's take a look at the Silver Club, for example. Now that's right in the middle of the tourism industry, not just a locals casino, but also one that needs to attract tourists and tourists to Sparks. Are you comfortable with the way that Sparks is being, and the area is being marketed right now, or do you have other ideas that might improve things?
I as an entrepreneur, sometimes we are never happy with the support that we get from local and municipalities and so forth. Because we feel the importance. If you believe in the true marketplace, if you believe in the free marketplace, and it's one set of minds against the other. The Silver Club is positioned very attractively on Victoria Square. We are, in 2004, we will be rebranding the Silver Club. We're going to give it a fresh look. We're going to give it an exciting appearance. It has a very strong substructure at the Silver Club. We've got great customers, but we're going to give it a freshness. And we can do that. Not many casinos in the grouping of size that we are can do that, but we're going to do that in 2004.
Is that part of the fact that you're selling shares in the Silver Club to the public now?
Well, we're essentially not selling shares, but we are going to go public through a merger with a small company, and we will at that point be a public company, and being a public company, Silver Club alone and the Holder Hospitality Group alone, we will be in a position to attract other capital sources that normally private companies do not have.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and feel free to take a duck on it if you want to, because we will go to commercial break. Could I ask the kind of dollar figures that you're going to invest in the Silver Club in the rebranding?
I'm not going to duck it. It's just that we're a private company, and unfortunately, when the money that we put into these operations comes from one source, and because I am the source, and so we're very protective about what we tell people publicly we're spending.
But could one say it's going to be a giant leap, small leap, medium-sized leap?
In relative terms, it will be a giant leap.
Okay, on that note, we will take a break. A giant leap at the Silver Club. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
Welcome to Sushi Club, best sushi in town. The Sushi Club in Independence Square used the best quality products. The sushi is dynamite, and the service is just wonderful.
The Sushi Club is bigger and better. We have 11 sushi chefs on staff, and the service is great.
All your friends will tell you that Sushi Club is the best place for the best sushi.
Come join us for lunch or dinner.
The Sushi Club, 294 East Moana Lane in the Independence Square.
Now that's great sushi.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're here with Harold Holder, who is the head of the Holder Hospitality Group. Among other properties he owns include the Silver Club.
And I'm always curious as to what brought people to Nevada, and you said that you met Senator Washoe, and I was curious, since his beautiful bride comes from Florida, if she was the one who introduced you.
She is a beautiful bride, and I'd certainly be proud to claim the introduction, but that didn't happen that way.
Wasn't the way it worked, huh?
And I met Bill when I was making an offer for a casino in Las Vegas in '86, '87. He was introduced to me by Paul Loudon, who was the chairman of the Sahara Resorts at that time.
And his wife Sue is a former state senator.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. They're very nice people, and they were very helpful for me in my effort in Las Vegas. But when I lost the bid on the Sands, I sort of folded up my due diligence and went back to Florida and started doing private things. This is my third life. I've retired twice, but
it doesn't seem to be working out for you. Okay, you're an aviator.
Yes, I am. As Chuck Yeager would say, I may not be the best, but I'm a contender.
Well, give us your thoughts on what's happening out at our airport. Are we doing the right things with the airport?
Well, we're going back to what we talked about earlier, Sam. The fact is that if this population is going to be doubled in 15 years, are we making adequate plans to accommodate what's going to go with that growth? My feeling personally is that we're not. But I don't have a dog in that fight. I only go to places where I'm invited and where I'm welcomed. And I've got plenty of things to do, and I have all the ego I can handle it.
Okay, but you don't need to sit on the airport authority.
You're also an entrepreneur, and so from an entrepreneur, because I mean, for example, in my thought, one of the things that I'd love to see at the airport is more things for people to do while they're waiting the hour and a half to get on their plane. You know, in the old days, you used to be able to sit at a Greyhound bus station, put a quarter in, and be able to watch the local TV.
Sure.
There are some airports in the country where you can at least rent a DVD or something. I'd
You
like to see
gamble at our airport.
Yes, you can. But we won't even go there. But what improvements would you like to, or what steps would you like to see taken?
What I would recommend to anyone that has an interest in the airport authority is to go to the 4 or 5 best airports in the nation or the world and say, this is what we should strive towards. How do we get there? And start building in that direction now. As Jack Kennedy says, you know, when you asked how long it took to grow a tree that was 100 years old, and the guy said 100 years, and he said, we better plant it this afternoon because we don't have any more time. That's the way I feel about the airport authority. The growth is coming. It's like a heavy train moving down the railroad track. You can look at it or you can look away, but it's still coming. And so the growth is going to be here. Are we going to be ready for it? I hope we are. But there's a tremendous amount of opportunity for everyone in this community if we have assets in the community that are fully utilized. And the airport would be one of those assets, and of course the convention center would be another one.
Okay, let me go back to something I asked you about earlier in the broadcast, and you said you weren't real comfortable with necessarily with the way government agencies work in regard to entrepreneurship. But I'm just looking specifically at the tourism aspect. What should we be doing to bring more tourists to Northern Nevada to compete with not just Indian gaming, but other attractions that are going on across the country? What should we be doing?
Well, first, I think in the case of our Reno market, and I include all the cities around Reno, Reno is a franchise name. There's not a person in the world that knows geography that all you have to say is Reno. It has a name like Hollywood, Key West, or New York. So what are we building on that? I don't think so. I think that to make Reno a magnet, we're going to have a balance of attractions, and we're going to have to utilize the kind of sales promotion effort throughout the world. We're now a world economy. We're now a world market. And boundaries are dropping every day. I'm talking about geographical boundaries. And so what's the difference in a flight? We take a 5-hour flight across the United States. Do you realize how many countries can be visited? How many people can visit Reno from other countries in 5 hours or less? It's staggering. So why don't we think globally? Why don't we think about this Reno attraction? I can tell you, if you've been to Las Vegas recently, and I was there this past week.
Me too.
you get to the point where it takes you 25 minutes to get from one casino to another one. That's not the case in Reno. You can park your car and visit 5 casinos downtown and still be what would be considered a parking lot in Las Vegas.
Okay, we're out of time, but I want to thank you so much for being here. We enjoy your enthusiasm, and we appreciate you being here, and we hope you'll come back.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you for asking
We'll be
me.
right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
On Nevada Newsmakers, we have a great pundit panel today with District Attorney Dick Gammick and the return of Alfredo Alonso. We missed you. I'm Paul Enos, is here with Nevada Retail Association. Good to have all of you here. Let's start out with you, Dick. Tell us what you can about the ATF raids on the Hells Angels today in Reno.
Well, this morning the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms executed numerous, I'm not allowed to say how many right now, numerous search warrants throughout the western states against Hells Angels clubhouses and other Hells Angels locations. They were assisted by local law enforcement here. They were assisted by Sparks, Reno, and Washoe County.
Do we know what the search warrants were in aid of?
All of that's still under seal, so I can't really get into any details behind them. There was one arrest made here, and even that I can't get into any details at this time on.
Okay.
But this is all just Hells Angels clubs or gangs locations in the West, is that right?
Basically, that's my understanding. In the western states, there's been a long time investigation going on with respect to them, and they finally got to the search warrant phase, so that's what happened this morning.
Are we talking conspiracy here?
Again, what the ultimate charges are and what the ultimate outcome of this is going to be, I don't know.
But clearly there's some link between each Hells Angels organization in various western states.
Oh, well, Hells Angels are not only national, they're international. Hells Angels is a big organization. People don't understand that. They see the Hells Angels doing the Toys for Tots motorcycle ride. They see them contributing things to some places in the community. They see them at Street Vibrations with their booth where they do merchandise items, but they are also one of the largest, if not the largest, organizations involved in drug trafficking in not only in the country, in the world. And that is one of their biggest underlying enterprises, and it's there, and that's brings them a little attention they don't like.
Wow.
Okay, well, we'll expect to hear more from you. Please feel free to come back and fill us in when we can talk more about it. Ande, explain what happened with Wendell Williams yesterday.
Wendell Williams at the end of yesterday received a letter of termination from the city of Las Vegas. They invited him to come in and sign his paperwork and said at that time they would give him whatever monies were owed him, minus the monies that they figured that he owed the city for using his cell phone for personal calls and taking sick leave when he should have been working. And what they explained is that he evidently continued to do some of these things even after they had given him a warning and they'd signed this letter of agreement, the last chance contract.
It's about time.
And this is an assemblyman from Southern Nevada.
Say that louder, Dick.
It's about time.
Okay.
It's kind of funny to look at the city of Las Vegas, how they handled it compared with Clark County. When Clark County had 2 employees who were accused of double dipping, they took care of it almost instantaneously compared to how the city of Las Vegas is handling this. Yeah, they fired him. I don't know how long. I mean, I think this was back in September when we started to get all these revelations about Wendell, and now we're finally firing him on December 2nd.
Alfredo, what do you think about this? We haven't had a chance to talk to you about it before.
It's a sad state of affairs across the board. I don't think you can place the blame on one particular person. I think the system's broken, and I think that unfortunately it paints all public employees as in a bad light, which I think is a bad thing for the state and a bad thing for a lot of the public officials that are public employees that are doing a great job. Wendell is actually a very good chairman. He's a very good legislator. Unfortunately, his issues outside of the legislature have hindered the whole process. And like I said, I think there's a lot of blame across the board, and a lot of blame at the city and the county level as well.
Well, I think you look at the whole system, and yeah, the system really needs an enema. That's the problem. We have corruption at all, well, not just alleged corruption at all levels of government, whether it's the Board of Regents or the city or the county, and really there's something that needs to be done here.
Well, Dick, I don't think there's...
Let's not paint that broad of a brush. You know, that makes it sound like everybody's corrupt and everybody's doing bad things. 90% of your government and public employees are honest people. They're trying to do a good job. They give return for their money. If it wasn't for the way people worked in Washoe County, we wouldn't survive. You get the people like Wendell Williams, and the reason I said it's about time, yes, it is a sad state of affairs. There are other people responsible for what he was doing, but he's responsible for what he was doing. He had outstanding arrest warrants. He had outstanding traffic citations. He had a lot of things that were going on that anyone else was doing that would be in jail, would be arrested, would have a lot of other difficulties, and he just ignored them. He wasn't taking care of them. So there's personal responsibility as well as what he was doing in his job.
When you have Wendell Williams alleging that his superiors in the city of Las Vegas offered him a promotion if he would carry a bill for him.
That's bribery.
That's bribery, and I think, yes, the system is broken.
Oh, I didn't say the system wasn't broken. I just said that's way too broad of a brush.
Yeah, I
Clark
agree with
County
that.
and Las Vegas have got their issues. They got a federal investigation going on now, and there's no question. And hopefully some of those people will be ferreted out.
Real
but
quick, Dick,
not everybody's that way.
You run a county division agency. You're an elected official. What if one of your employees runs for the legislature and gets elected? Do you have any rules set up for handling that?
No, actually we have not, and this whole thing that's going on now with the legislature and a lot of that might be good indications for people if they get in that position to set up rules and how it's going to be handled and how people are handled. And I think a lot of it's going to come out of what's going on with the legislature, and the media is pushing a lot of things too, so we'll see what shakes out of it, but it's not in that matter of people being corrupt.
I think we're out of time.
I believe we're out of time because our cameraman is going apoplectic. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers. It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
See you tomorrow.